Hey guys, Wally and Noah here again with Korear Cast.
Yeah, we're still with them.
Yeah. Today we're really gonna just finish on that house that we've been talking about.
This is the roof area. You're gonna want a nice little attic, but also more importantly the roof to keep your water tight.
Yeah, basically we're going to talk about the visa contract in this.
The visa contract, the visa process.
Yes, the
and
visa.
Also your work contract
yes.
is part of that.
So this process has a lot of document control. You're going to be receiving a lot of documents, and
then you're going to send one major thing out, and it should have everything.
So our hope is at the end of this, you have a nice livable house to get you started on the road to wherever you want to go to teach abroad.
This extends beyond the metaphor. We want you to have a nice livable house.
Yeah, but also it's a metaphor.
We want the metaphor to also be true, that you have a nice job that's available to you.
Yeah, so also, I know you're asking like, well, how do we send it out? English, Korean, both, but we would talk about that at the end of the video.
We're going to go through what we did, because that's what we're doing in this series, so just stay tuned.
Yeah, speaking of what we did, before you start, you're going, the process, as we mentioned, requires you to send a lot of documents off. The documents that we needed, we will list in the description, but some more that may be new, resume. We know you probably already sent that before, but they may want it.
This time you're mailing physical stuff, so just go ahead and send a physical copy.
8 passport photos, health statement, and a consent to quarantine.
So you have all of those things.
Yes, make sure you have all of them.
The rules have changed. The last 2 are kind of COVID.
Yeah, they're COVID related, which we'll talk about more later. So the process for this actually starts while you're waiting on your apostille documents.
Or you can just wait.
Yeah.
But it's good to do 2 things with one hand.
Yeah, so you will need to contact your employer and have them send you your work contract. So in the process of them sending you the work contract, they might also send you the E2 visa application, which is what you need to get started.
Make sure you have the 5-page version, not the 1-page version.
Yeah, and they may send you a confirmation of visa issuance.
That's going to be the 1-page thing.
Yeah, but don't worry, if they don't send it to you, we have a link to that in the description as well, because you're going to need those. It's going to be something that you also need to fill out.
There's a lot of layering to this process. So do the long E2 visa confirmation first. And we're going to talk about that now.
Yeah, and again, if you haven't, make sure you have those 8 passport photos, and
they need 4 for your health check. They need 4 photos when you go to the hospital when you get here.
Yeah, and then also make sure you do your health statement. Well, real quick, what's the health statement?
So on the health statement, you're going to mark either a yes or no to a certain question. And the certain question is obviously very crucial to this time in the situation where you're living in politically and biologically. It says, do you have coronavirus? And then you say no. And then it says, have you been to Wuhan in the past 14 days? And you're like, why would I have been to Wuhan, China, if I'm trying to move to Korea from America? And they're going to be like, well, answer the question. And you're going to be like, no, I haven't. Okay. And then I'm like, well, where have you been? And you're like, well, wherever I live. I mean, we're supposed to be quarantining, right? And then it's going to say, so which symptoms do you have of coronavirus? And you're going to be like, oh, you almost got me, but you watch this video. You're watching right now. You know they're trying to get you. And you're going to put none. I have no symptoms. Make sure you check that at the bottom. It literally lists off symptoms for you to check that you have. And at the bottom it says no symptoms. You gotta check that.
Yeah, so that's the health statement. It's strictly COVID related, so that's what we went through. It may change or may not change as COVID progresses.
They may be more sneaky.
Yeah, but the big part is the visa application. We understand that it is confusing, so we're going to walk through. Yeah, so we're going to walk through general questions that we had, and we're going to answer them for you. But also, we will do an in-depth video of us actually filling out a visa application.
But that's later. We're not doing that.
That's later. But right now, on the form, when you get it, you'll probably be like, "My form is only 1 page. Did I look out? Is that the only thing I have to fill out? Is it?"
No.
No, you need to fill out the 10-page one.
It's 5 pages. The last page, don't worry about it. But the 4th page, do worry about it.
Yes, 5, not 10. Sorry. So yeah, and then the next one is, well, section 1.2 is all in Korean. What am I supposed to do with that?
Section 1.2, right?
Yeah, 1.2.
So you're going to put in your full name, and below it, it says something.
Something.
We're not Korean, so we don't have that kind of name or whatever it is. It's kind of like a middle name or like a family name or something like that. We don't have that. Don't write anything.
Yeah. Just leave it blank. You're good.
What other questions might you have?
So, what's a national identity number?
You mean a social security number, as
Yes.
we call them in the United States?
Yeah, they are a social security number.
Wally, go ahead and give everybody your social security number so they know an example.
You almost got me. You sneaky. But I'm not doing it.
Wow, 6 William Wally's just moved to South Korea. It's so weird.
So, what about the whole sponsor section? What do you do there?
So your employer may or may not be your sponsor. They should be for most scenarios, I believe. But they may want to fill that out themselves, in which case you're just going to go ahead and sign the very bottom. The very bottom. In the middle, there's a thing that says name of applicant. Don't sign that. It says sponsor beside it. Don't sign that. Sign at the very bottom where it just says signature of applicant or name of applicant, and you're going to sign very bottom. I emphasize one more time. But they may tell you some of the information like business registration number or the address or just some of the basic information. So you can fill that out.
Just make sure
just make sure
you're talking to them when you do.
Make sure you have that approved through your boss if they're your sponsor, because they fill that out.
Yes. And then once you do that and you sign it at the very bottom, then all you do, mail it out.
How do you just mail it out?
Postal service.
Oh, okay. So first off, you're going to want to make sure your apostilles have come in at this point.
Yes.
So you're going to need both of those. You're going to need your degree, apostille, the copy of your degree, not your actual degree, just the copy that's sealed and apostilled. And then you're going to get the FBI background check, not your real background check. I'm just kidding. You only have the one. And it's going to be apostilled. You're going to put that in an envelope. You're going to put that in there with your visa application. You're going to put that in there with your health statement. You're going to put that in there with your resume. You're going to put that in there with your consent to quarantine, which you just sign a piece of paper with your name and address and says you're going to quarantine when you get to Korea. And then you're going to put your resume and passport photos. I think I said that already.
You did. That's everything.
Just make sure you
everything from the apostille
make sure
company.
you have the whole list. Just check our list and be sure that you send everything, because it takes about 2 weeks for this process to happen.
Yes.
You're going to send that package to Korea, I assume.
Or wherever.
Yeah, to wherever your boss is. And they're going to take it to the consulate. And so it takes about a week to get to Korea. It takes about 3 days for your boss to process, or it took our boss 3 days.
Yeah.
And then he'll send you an email, send you something that has your VIN, which is not anything to do with your car, but there is a VIN for your car. Unrelated, but this is your visa issuance number, and you're going to have to take that and fill out the 1-page form. So how do we actually mail that, though?
Well, there's a cool trick to where you just say, hey, boss, can I get the address in Korean and English where I'm mailing this out? And then your boss will hopefully send it over.
If he's a very nice person like our boss, he'll send you a copy of both and tell you the order. So you're going to want to put the Korean on top, because that's what Korean people can read. And so once it leaves the United States, the English is unimportant, because it's just going to be traveling with a seal to Korea.
Yes.
And so when it gets to Korea, they're going to need that to be the first thing that they read.
Yeah, so copy.
Block of Korean, your block of English. And if you're not good at writing Korean, or if you don't trust yourself, or if you want to be safe, copy and paste it onto a Word document, print it, and then just tape it to the front. Yep. You're done.
Yep.
Then if it goes to the wrong place, you go, hey boss, that's clearly not where you work, because I copied the email.
Yeah, so that's what we did. We just copied it into a document, cut it out.
And the same goes for like mailing any regular postage when you get here. Just make sure you put whatever country you're going to. Go ahead and put that on top, and then whichever one you're sending it from, still put it, but put it underneath it.
So that's the house. It's almost built. You guys just got a little. You're almost there.
We still got plumbing. We still got decoration. We still got, well, we got some plumbing. I mean, you don't put in the plumbing last. That's a bad idea. If you're building a house, don't put in the plumbing last.
Anyways, you're going way too far with the metaphor of house. But that's it. So the next one will actually be going to pick up your visa.
Yeah, the next one will be when you get that email with your confirmation number, and what we do from there, what we did from there, and what you might just do from there.
But in the meantime, I'm gonna go get a bulgogi pizza. So
ah, yes, Korean and Italian, and not really that much Italian, but mostly
so
American.
Pizza out, guys.